Star Trek Strange New Worlds S3E7 leaves Spock and Chapel's fates unclear. In the latest episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, S3E7 delivered one of the most tension-filled and emotionally charged sequences in recent memory, leaving fans collectively holding their breath. The stakes were high, the stakes personal, and by the episode's conclusion, two of the series' central characters, Spock and Chapel, were caught in narrative limbo that has fans theorizing and debating furiously. The episode's brilliance lies not in offering resolution, but in embracing ambiguity, reminding us why Star Trek has always thrived on moral complexity and emotional nuance. From the very first scene, S3E7 set a tone of uncertainty. The USS Enterprise finds itself entangled in a situation reminiscent of classic TOS peril, a mysterious spatial anomaly with the potential to engulf the ship entirely. But rather than focusing solely on external threats, the episode hones in on internal tension, particularly the dynamic between Spock and Chapel. Their partnership, which has developed subtly over prior episodes, becomes the emotional backbone of the story. Each choice they make is imbued with personal stakes that elevate the episode beyond mere sci-fi spectacle. Spock, portrayed with quiet intensity, faces a dilemma that tests both his Vulcan logic and his human emotion. The writers cleverly exploit this duality, putting him in a position where any decision carries risk not just for the mission, but for those he cares about most. Chapel, equally compelling, becomes the moral counterpoint. Her reactions reveal layers of courage, doubt, and compassion, capturing the essence of a character who is often underexplored in Star Trek adaptations. Together, they navigate a series of escalating threats, and each decision point leaves the audience questioning what, if anything, will remain intact when the credits roll. One of the episode's most striking choices is its refusal to provide a definitive answer about the fates of Spock and Chapel. The final act places them in a cliffhanger scenario, a collapsing corridor, a sudden energy surge, and a final, fleeting look between the two characters that speaks volumes yet reveals nothing. Unlike the traditional Star Trek resolution, where heroism often results in safe returns or clear consequences, this episode embraces ambiguity. It challenges viewers to grapple with the unknown, mirroring the uncertainty the characters themselves are facing. In a genre often criticized for predictability, this decision is daring. The reactions among fans have been intense. Social media is awash with speculation. Did Spock sacrifice himself to save Chapel? Did Chapel manage to stabilize the anomaly in the nick of time, leaving Spock trapped? Or are both characters in a situation that will unfold gradually over the rest of the season? The showrunners have been careful not to clarify, instead letting the audience sit with tension, a classic Star Trek technique that engages the imagination as much as the plot. What makes S3E7 particularly effective is how it blends spectacle with character study. The visual effects are, as always, top-notch, with the collapsing starship corridors and anomaly-induced distortions providing edge-of-the-seat suspense. But the episode's emotional resonance comes from intimate character moments, glances, hesitations, and quiet assurances that speak louder than any phaser blast. By leaving Spock and Chapel's fate ambiguous, the narrative forces us to reckon with the human and Vulcan cost of exploration, leadership, and moral decision making in the vast, uncertain expanse of space. Moreover, this ambiguity sets the stage for narrative innovation. Strange New Worlds has shown a willingness to balance episodic adventure with serialized storytelling, and S3E7 may mark a turning point. By leaving the fates of these two beloved characters uncertain, the writers are not merely teasing, they are creating an emotional investment that guarantees every subsequent scene carries weight. Fans are compelled to pay attention, theorize, and emotionally engage in a way that few shows manage to elicit organically. Ultimately, S3E7 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds proves that sometimes the most powerful storytelling occurs in the space between certainty and doubt.